Patrick pissed me off because he just turned off his microphone.
I didn't turn it off.
Yeah, you turned it off.
I just took it off.
Okay, well, I'm wrong. Never mind.
What's new?
Shut up.
Hi, my name is Amanda, and honestly, I'm just trying my best. This is my podcast where I talk about whatever I want to talk about because I'm still kind of figuring out, and I think that's okay. If you want to tune in and come along for the ride, I'd love to have you. You are now listening to Semi-Mindful Banter.
Hello, welcome to Semi-Mindful Banter. My name is Amanda Doyle, and one time when I was on my way home from the bar, we actually ran into a bear, and then my mom started chasing after it and screaming, and then the bear ran away. Unless I'm remembering that incorrectly. Yeah, ask me about it later. Anyways, welcome to the show. This is a show where I don't really know what I'm doing, but I do it anyways, and I hope you enjoy it. Today we have a very interesting topic to talk about, and we also have Patrick on the show again to talk about simulation theory and video games and AI and realness.
Holla.
Patrick, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello.
Well, that is not an introduction. That is a hello.
I'm Patrick. Hello.
Okay. All right. That's a little bit better. Welcome to my show. And
Hello.
Let's just jump right into this week. What's been up this week?
We've been playing a lot of Stardew Valley.
We have been playing a lot of Stardew Valley. We have been playing it on the computer, and we were first playing it on the Switch, and then we realized we could play it together on the computer.
I realized.
Patrick realized. I'm sorry, okay? Like, oh my God.
The king is here.
Anyways, he also realized that we could connect controllers. So now my life is complete because Stardew Valley on the computer is so much better because of mods.
And the update.
And the update. The update is out on the computer, but not on the Switch. So it makes a difference. There's mystery boxes, guys. There's mystery boxes.
And I found one.
You found one. What was in your mystery box?
A warp totem to the beach.
Nice. Yeah, right. That was
I
actually
gave it to
good.
you.
I saw on someone's video on YouTube that in mystery boxes there can be like more mystery boxes.
Oh, I saw that with you.
Yeah, endless mystery boxes upon mystery boxes upon mystery boxes. It just
They keep
never
coming.
ends. Never ends. That ties into our topic a little bit today because, like I said, we're talking about simulation theory. And if you don't know what that is, that's basically the theory that I think is the theory that we're in a simulation and we're all like living inside some sort of program or code or something.
Yeah, so I don't know how they came to this conclusion, but the universe supposedly, like, the whole, like, embedding of it is just, like, 0 and 1s. It's just code. So, we could be in a simulation right now. Absolutely.
Because if the embedding of the universe is code, then that's what, like, computer code is what he's talking about, like 0s and 1s. So.
Yeah.
And, like, if you're confused, think about the movie The Matrix. The Matrix is that theory in the movie. And basically, simulation theory is the theory that the Matrix is real. And I mean, I'm not trying to sound like a crazy person, but don't give me that look. I have for the longest time thought that, like, we live in a video game. I play The Sims. I've played The Sims since I was young. I've been playing The Sims since I was with my older sister in the back hallway, sitting on the computer and watching her play Sims 1. You know, like...
Make it sound like you're in, like, a fucking abandoned building.
Anyway, so I'm a simmer at heart, so I've always, like, kind of found it weird how in my Sims game, the Sims can play The Sims. Like, in The Sims 2... And I think also in The Sims, I'm not sure about it. No, not in The Sims 1. Not in The Sims 1. But in The Sims 2 and then on, they can play like some sort of Sims game in the Sims games.
Inception.
It's Inception. And it just interests me so much. And I always wonder, like, if I'm playing The Sims, and those Sims are playing The Sims, are their Sims playing The Sims? And are those Sims playing The Sims?
It's possible.
And is everyone just sentient and alive? And we're going to dive into that today because that's on my list of topics.
Well, we can segue into that with the Matrix video game.
Yeah, the Matrix video game is one thing I was definitely going to talk about today because it wasn't even a video game, it was a demo.
Yeah.
For the Unreal Engine, right?
Yes.
So the Matrix demo for the Unreal Engine was really just to show graphics and was it also to show the AI of the...
I think so. Just show the AI and then show the graphics. Like, the graphics were unreal.
Yeah, so the graphics were really good. And then the AI, we wanted to experiment with it, but we couldn't get it on the computer. And
you got a virus.
Yeah. I mean, let's be real. I tried to download it and I got a virus on my computer, and yeah.
We had to reformat, but that's okay.
Total eclipse on my computer. The Matrix demo was interesting because you could walk up, you were like in a city, and you could walk up to the people in the city and talk to them.
If you're on the computer.
If you were on the computer. We couldn't do it on the Xbox, but if you were on the computer, you could talk to them with like your microphone, and they would understand you and talk to you, and it was just like AI talking back. And we watched so many videos of people on YouTube like talking to these characters in the Matrix video game and telling them that they're in a video game, and I just feel like it's so cruel.
Well, some of them were like, couldn't believe that they were in the video game.
Yeah, some of them like didn't believe it, and then some of them like once he convinced them that they were like, what? Like, no, like I have a family and I have a life.
Yeah, and like they were showing fear, which is an emotion, which is scary.
Like, can AI show emotion? You know, like I have to be honest, I use AI every day. I use ChatGPT, and I use it for a lot of things that you wouldn't think. Like if I'm struggling with something like, I don't know, give me 1 second.
I know you used it for your mental health.
Yes, I use it for my mental health. One time I was struggling with a personal problem and I didn't really want to talk to anybody about it. And maybe it's weird, but I talked to AI about it and she kind of helped me come to a conclusion about it, right? Like,
I mean, they have the whole internet at their grasp, so they should be able to come up with an answer for you.
Absolutely. And AI is just, I figure it to be like smarter than me for sure. And
Smarter
then,
than all of us.
Yeah. And then like another example is today I was playing Stardew Valley and I was trying to figure out what's more economical at the store, salad or bread. So I put in the stats and the prices in ChatGPT and I asked what's more economical and it gave me the answer. I could have figured it out on my own probably if I wanted to, but do I want to? No.
Oh yeah, we definitely could have.
But did I want to? No.
No.
Is it easier to just put it into ChatGPT?
But does that make us complacent and lazy, and are we going to lose those skills?
Don't even listen. I didn't come here for a lecture.
I'm just saying.
I don't want to like think like that though.
But that's a possibility.
I'll be honest, I don't know how to do any math. I can't freaking do math to save my life.
That's why we're good together. We're opposites. You can do English, I can do math.
I'm really good at English. But I do believe that there is a part of you that wants to share your opinion.
Yeah, it's just fear.
Total eclipse of the fear.
You're an idiot.
A lot of games that I play involve neighborhood studies. And the Matrix demo isn't really like that. That's more of an individual character study. But a neighborhood study is something like Animal Crossing.
I want to go back to the Matrix thing.
What?
I want to talk about how they think that they actually have a family. Like,
do they?
One of the people said that I have a family in Mississauga, Canada, Ontario, Canada.
But do they? No, I'm asking not if they said that because I watched that one with you. But do they actually have a family in Mississauga?
I don't know, but why would they think that they do? It's kind of terrifying. It reminds me of the Black Mirror episode.
Yes, I was literally.
They said that they sold the ones that got too fucked up for video games.
Yeah,
remember?
Like, and what I'm explaining, what Patrick's trying to say is that in a Black Mirror episode we just watched last night, they were extracting human consciousness from the body and copying it into like this little disc, and they would try and manipulate the little human consciousness with different tactics in order to get it to comply. And if it broke from too much manipulation, then they would sell those souls or those consciousnesses, because it wasn't a soul, but they would,
as a copy of the consciousness.
A copy of the consciousness.
You can say a copy of the soul, I guess.
Copy. They would sell the copy to like video game companies.
Right.
And then that makes you think like in the Matrix, like could it be like those little like a copy? Like honestly, let's talk about the other Black Mirror episode, the Miley Cyrus one, right, where she's like she's like trapped by like this aunt who is like giving her pills to comply and stuff like that. A lot of the show talks about compliance and how like everyone is always like pressured to comply by society. A lot of the episodes like kind of revolve around that. And if you think about it, relates to The Sims too, like stuff like The Sims or the Matrix demo, where the people in the Matrix demo are forced to comply and walk around all day in that city. Every time the game turns on, they just walk around in circles in the city and talk to you if you talk to them. You know, in The Sims, they do what you say because you control them, unless you have free will on, and then you let them do what they want. But then I always wonder about free will too. Like, are they? How does free will work on The Sims?
Yeah, how is it programmed? Right, it's actually free will.
Which leads me to the consciousness within video games. Is it real consciousness, or is it programmed responses?
Are we programmed responses? Right? You gotta think about that. We could be a sim.
But how do we choose our programmed responses?
We don't.
How do the Sims choose their programmed responses when we're not controlling them?
It's a good question.
So how do we know when we're being controlled and when we're not being controlled?
I don't think we do.
Do you think right now that there could be someone sitting and controlling you?
Yeah, I do.
And like playing you like a video game?
Simulation theory is one of the most accurate theories that's out there.
Why?
I can't give you reasons. I'm not smart enough to regurgitate what I've learned.
Patrick has watched a lot of videos on conspiracy theories. He's very interested in that topic.
Yeah, but I can tell you that it's more than likely
that we're in some sort of simulation.
Yes. If, like, according to the math, at least, that people have told me about, not people, but YouTube videos, if it's right, then yeah, like the odds that we're not is ridiculous. Like,
so then, okay, so another Black Mirror episode we watched yesterday. We've been watching a lot of Black Mirror, but one we watched yesterday is they were stuck in this guy's simulation, and the real world. It's like,
sorry to cut you off. What I found interesting about that, are you talking about the Star Trek one?
Yeah.
So I found it interesting that through like the internet, that they were able to contact the other people.
I didn't even think about that. Like zeros and ones.
Like, how interesting.
Code.
Is that, right?
Yes. That like all matches. That's interesting. Yes. In the end of the Black Mirror episode, in order to be able to get out of the simulation they were trapped in, they had to access a wormhole to get them on the main internet server. They were trapped on a private server.
But before they went through the wormhole, they contacted that girl.
Yes.
Yes.
By getting onto the internet.
Yes.
And when they went through the wormhole, they ended up on the regular internet. Because they weren't the people.
Like the real game.
Yes. They weren't the actual people trapped in the simulation. They weren't the real life people trapped. Yeah. Those real life people still existed in real life.
Right.
They were copies of those real life people. So there was no way for them to go, quote unquote, back to the real world.
Right.
There's already something that exists. So is there something of me that already exists back in the real world? And what is the real world?
Right.
Is this better?
It might be, but we might die and wake up in the real world.
But then that leads to like reincarnation.
Well, it's not even reincarnation though, because if you die and wake up in the real world, then you're going to be the real you.
But what if you're in a different body?
You might be in a different body.
But I guess if you're waking up like halfway through a life cycle, you wouldn't be reincarnating. If you were reincarnating, you'd be waking up as a baby.
Like, you'd wake up in a pod. Like, you'd wake up like Matrix. Like, they're in a pod. You wake up, they're in like a pot of water or whatever it is. And that's their real consciousness. But
what if it was like some sort of like really realistic VR sim?
It could be that too.
And every time it's like, you know how Stardew Valley, you play a day and then at the end of the day it saves when you go to sleep and it turns off. What if like at the end of the day when we go to sleep, we save and we turn off and the person leaves and we're essentially sleeping. The time doesn't pass for us, but it passes for them while we sleep. And when we come back, we don't know that any time has passed. But if they're playing Stardew Valley, it could have been 5 weeks since they last played the game.
Right.
And now they're coming back. And for me, it's I've slept overnight. My character, but for them, they've been gone for 5 weeks.
That reminds me of the episode that we just watched, the Black Mirror, where he could manipulate the time.
Yeah, another one we watched, the Black Mirror. A lot of them have had to. I recommend, guys. My recommendation of the week, I guess, is Black Mirror on Netflix. So good. If you have watched the episodes already, go and watch them again because there's 6 seasons full of episodes. It's not like full seasons, but a lot of them are really long, like over an hour.
Yeah, they're almost like a full movie.
Full movie, and they each have a different concept, and they talk about a lot of ethics principles and like futuristic stuff and stuff that has to do with AI. But another one of the episodes was talking about when I was saying earlier how they had to manipulate these copies in order to get them to comply. They manipulated time in order to have them feel she went through 3 weeks of nothingness.
And
so
like
that
60 seconds.
yeah, he like just put like his thing in his computer and 60 seconds went by. She experienced 3 weeks of absolutely nothing. And he just sat there for 60 seconds in the real world. And then she wasn't ready to interact yet. And then he did 6 months and he sat there for like 3 minutes and ate a piece of toast. And then when he came back, she was absolutely out of her mind because she's compliant because she sat there for 6 months doing absolutely nothing. And her job was to take charge
Be the mom, basically.
Like, have you ever seen the movie Smart House?
Yeah.
From like example. The DCOM Smart House. It's basically where the house is like an AI mom.
Yeah.
And that was like her job, was to sit in this little pod and have control of the whole house, see all the cameras, and change the temperature of the floors in the house and put the alarms on and
pop the toast.
Pop the toast to what the girl actually likes it. That's why they put a copy of the actual person who owns the home in the pod.
Yeah.
So she knows exactly how she likes it to be.
Mm-hmm. It's a very clever episode.
And I feel like all the episodes of Black Mirror are really clever. Today I watched a good one that doesn't really tie into... Actually, you know what? It was about how a guy plays a cartoon bear on TV.
Right, I saw a bit of that before I left.
And and they want him to run for a political party and have him like run for some sort of candidate in a political party. And he actually runs, and then he like goes crazy and ends up quitting and breaking. But then because it's a cartoon bear, someone else can just get in the outfit and get behind the suit and start doing it again. And that's exactly what happened.
Right.
And at the end of the episode, he's like laying in a hospital bed as like someone else is controlling the cartoon bear and has totally taken his gig.
Right.
You know, like, is anything ours? Do I even have real thoughts? Or am I just being controlled?
They're mostly, I mean, if I had to guess, they're at least manipulated.
My thoughts?
Yeah. Like, and that's just from TV and society, and it's almost unavoidable. It's just the way it is.
You're saying my thoughts are manipulated by TV and society?
Yes.
But aren't my thoughts manipulated by the person that's controlling me?
Who's controlling you?
The person that's playing the game.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Aren't my thoughts their thoughts because they're controlling my actions?
I mean, if we're Sims, then yeah, for sure.
When I play The Sims, they have whims that they want to do, but I ultimately decide if they do them or not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there definitely could be things above us that are controlling us. Why are we the end all be all, right?
No, like, that's the nature of humans, to think that we are the kings.
Yeah, it's just natural. You know, I get it.
It's like the flaw in human design is our ego. You know what would happen if, I don't even know, if humans didn't exist with ego?
Ego is one of the worst things that humans ever developed.
I know, but it's like, would the world be too good without it? And by that I mean, is there any, without conflict, there's no substance.
But how could that be bad? It being good all the time. Why do we need bad? Why do we need to have bad?
Because the best good comes from learning from the bad.
Okay.
A lot, and I don't like that one. Like, I have to admit, I don't like making mistakes and having to learn from my mistakes.
I know.
And thank you. Idiot. I don't like having to learn from my mistakes and like all that, but it is the ultimate best feeling, the best kind of good you get. Mm-hmm. Compared to the everyday mundane feeling of good. Wouldn't you rather get like something extreme?
Right. Yeah.
I feel like everything works in karma. Like, when I do something for someone else, maybe something happens where I'm able to get something back, and then I'm able to go somewhere with someone and have an experience.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Or like, so my mom put in a lot of work at her job, and my mom works very hard at her job. Mm-hmm. She's very good at her job. And because of that, she got a very good bonus this year for her job. Mm-hmm. And I think she was feeling very generous, and I very much appreciate this, is she paid for Patrick and I to go to a hotel room for my birthday / our anniversary this year.
Yeah, it was very nice.
And like that was like hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, it was very expensive. It was very kind.
And like she didn't have to do that. But is it like when we pay it forward, does it ultimately come back to us?
Yeah, it does. Like I've seen proof of it, honestly. And I can't give specific examples, but it does. You pay it forward and you get rewarded.
I remember when I was in school, they made us watch this movie about paying it forward. So let's talk about the ethics behind having sentient beings exist within simulations. Like the Matrix demo, where that guy thought his family existed in Mississauga.
Mm-hmm.
Or Black Mirror, where they live in the simulation and she doesn't believe the one girl doesn't believe at first that she's a copy. You know, she's like, no, I exist. I'm me, and I exist in the real world. Right. And they're like, no, you're a copy of you.
Yeah.
So what are the ethics of those beings being sentient? And thinking that they have a real life are they doomed? Like,
yeah, because they don't have a real life to control someone else, which is really sad, really scary.
You look so depressed right now.
It's sad. Like, if they're actually like conscious and sentient, you know, it's really sad. And from what I've watched, like on the Matrix game and everything, I feel like they are. And it makes me depressed.
That's just because you're a kind soul.
I try my best.
You have some sort of cancer in you. I think your moon is Cancer. Cancer is very sensitive. And moon is emotions. So those two things tie in together.
Yeah.
Your emotions are sensitive.
Yeah, I'm sensitive. I definitely am.
Like, my little guy is in Animal Crossing. My friend said that they'll get mad if I don't check in with them for a while. Are they actually missing me? Is time passing for them?
My game's in real time, so
yeah,
maybe.
That game is in real time.
That's a thought. If they are, I feel bad.
My final question for you is, are we in a video game? Or simulation?
Simulation, yes.
Video game, no?
Well, I mean, what's the difference?
Well, simulation is for study.
What?
Like, people could use a simulation to study it.
And they couldn't use a video game?
But you're using a video game to play it.
I guess.
All right, well, I guess that's it.
That's it.
Patrick believes we're in a simulation. That's what we're going to take. That's what we're going to go with.
We know I'm right.
He's right. I'm going to believe him.
I'm smarter than everybody.
He's smarter than everybody in the room. And there's only 2 more people in the room. Not even people. There's me and Hokey Man, the dog. So that's the end of the episode. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. I don't know why I sound so pissed off right now. I'm not pissed off. Thank you for listening.
Because I'm the king.
Shut up. If you want to catch up with us on social media, or not him, me, you can, my voice cracked there. You can catch up on Instagram, Threads, and YouTube at The Amanda Influence.
You're not on X?
No, I'm not on X. And then if you want to follow my Tumblr, or not follow it, but even just look at it, like, that's fine. wantingtomakeart.tumblr.com. If you listen to my episode about world building and you built your own world, submit it to wantingtomakeart.tumblr.com. So that's just that URL / submit. And I'd love to hear like your worlds.
Wait, so you put the URL you said / submit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like wantingtomakeart.tumblr.com / submit.
I'm trying to make it clear for people.
Well, it's clear.
Well, I didn't get it.
Listen, you're just dumb. Are you a bird?
Yes.
That's where you can find me. You can't find Patrick because he's unfindable.
I don't do social media.
You think you're so cool. Love you guys. Thank you again for listening. See you next week when we talk about something that I don't know yet because I don't have it planned out.
I'm your favorite. Peace.
They don't even know you.
They know I'm the best.
No one can hear you.
Everybody can.
Thanks for listening to Semi-Mindful Banter. This podcast was created and produced by me, Amanda Doyle, and our theme music will be linked in the show notes. Again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.